Hey, welcome back. I'm guessing you're here because you want to find out about this thing called the emotion code. So this is number 3 in a series, everything you need to know about the emotion code, but didn't know who to ask. And today I'm going to talk about how do you know if you have trapped emotions? Hi, I'm Ann Hession, a medical intuitive and energy healer, and I'm a certified emotion code and body code practitioner. More about the body code in some of the later videos, and I am an expert in the emotion code. So we covered the basics of what the emotion code is and what a trapped emotion is in video 2 in this series. So if you haven't watched that yet, you may want to do that first. Today, I'm going to answer one of the most common questions people ask, which is, how do I know if I have any trapped emotions? So, how do you know if you have any trapped emotions? So first, I want to tell you that to the best of my knowledge, I've never yet met a human being that didn't. Even little babies can have trapped emotions, which can be inherited or which they may have already created for themselves in their little short lives. So yes, trapped emotions can be inherited. You can see video 2 in the series for more information about that. So trapped emotions most commonly get created when we feel a certain emotion very intensely, and for some reason, instead of just processing it through our body as it's supposed to, instead it got trapped, we held onto it, and it's been in our body in the form of a ball of energy ever since. So how can you identify a specific trapped emotion and clear it is where the emotion code comes in. So the primary way that people identify trapped emotions in the body is through using muscle testing, which is also called applied kinesiology. There are other ways as well, but that's the most common, and I'm going to focus on that now. If you're already familiar with muscle testing, great, and if not, here's a basic explanation of how it works. So muscle testing is a way of getting access to information about what's going on in our bodies that's already known by our subconscious mind, but which our conscious mind doesn't have any access to. There are a lot of things that our subconscious mind knows that our conscious mind doesn't, like, for example, how to regulate our heartbeat, or how to keep it beating at all, for that matter. If we were dependent on our conscious mind for that, we wouldn't last very long. At least 95% of the total knowledge that each one of us has is in our subconscious, not our conscious mind. And our subconscious can process 20 million pieces of information per second, where our conscious mind can only process 40 pieces of information in the same time. Using muscle testing to get access to that hidden knowledge is based on the same idea as a lie detector, which is based on detecting subtle but very real changes in the body in response to different stimuli, such as whether an answer given is true or false, or just the stimulus of a particular question being asked, before the subject even gives an answer. So muscle testing uses the relative strength of a muscle in response to different stimuli, like questions that we're asking, to determine if the answer to the question is yes or no. So stay with me. So for example, let's say you have a headache. As an emotion code practitioner, if I were working with you, I would ask if there was a trapped emotion that was underlying or contributing to your headache. And whatever muscle we were using to test with, it would be subtly but noticeably stronger if the answer was yes than if the answer was no. Now, if you already know how to muscle test, you could pause this for a moment right now and try that. Ask if you have a trapped emotion. Or even ask if the trapped emotion is underlying a particular health issue that you have right now. And then come on back. If muscle testing is new to you or you don't know how to do it, I'm not going to try to teach you how to do it right now. It is a skill that you have to practice, and it takes some time to master it. So that will be the topic of a future video. But I want you to be able to find out for yourself right now if you have a trapped emotion. So I'm going to show you a simpler way to access that subconscious knowledge right now. It's called the sway test. So go ahead and stand up. Okay. If you have high heels on or any kind of not totally stable shoes on, I recommend that you take those off. So now you're standing. I want you to take a few moments and stand perfectly still. And within a few seconds, what you will undoubtedly notice is that it is impossible to do what I just asked you to do. It's impossible to stand perfectly still. In order to stay upright, your body has to constantly make little adjustments, right? You sway a little this way or that way, and then you compensate and you bring back to center over and over. And that is how it will go for as long as you stand there. What's fascinating is that in the presence of something that is true or positive and or congruent for you, your body will, on its own, start to gently sway forward. And in the presence of something untrue or negative or incongruent for you, it will sway backward. But don't take my word for it. Try this for yourself. Get yourself centered and relaxed. And then think of something wonderful. Maybe someone you love very much or a place you love to be. Think of puppies if you can't think of anything else off the top of your head. Just think of that and hold that image. Don't try to force or resist anything. Just be there and think of that wonderful thing or person or place. What you probably found was that your body, just on its own, naturally started to sway forward. It can be quite subtle. It's not usually a big dramatic thing like falling forward. But pay attention and do it a few times. Maybe think of a few different positive things. Or you could also try just saying something true, like my name is, whatever your name is. That will have the same effect. So try that a few times, and now we're going to try the opposite. Try thinking of something negative, something really negative, like war, or something personal to you that's very negative. Or say something that's not true, like I'm wearing a polka dot bikini right now, unless you are wearing that. And you'll see that your body naturally starts to subtly sway backwards. Again, it's subtle. It's not a falling, okay? But do this a bunch of times until you feel more sure of it. So you can pause the video and try it a couple times. Okay, we're back. Once you feel like you can feel what I'm talking about, ask yourself, standing there, do I have a trapped emotion? I will be shocked if you don't get a yes. So using the emotion code, there is a chart of emotions. You'll find it right here in the emotion code book, and there's other ways you can get it as well, that will help you to very quickly identify which particular emotion it is that's causing whatever it is that you're working on, whether it's a headache or back pain or lowered immunity or anything else. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how trapped emotions can affect our health and our lives in ways that you may never have imagined. So if you like that, there's so much more I have to share with you to help you reclaim your health and your life and your vitality now. If you have questions and want some one-to-one time, just click on the link below to schedule a free consult. No matter what the issue you're dealing with, I'm here to help.